TVC News. Let's get into the conversations now. And the first is about the news coming from the governorship tickets in Taraba and Adamawa states, where the last may not have been heard about the fight for the governorship ticket of the All Progressives Congress APC in Taraba and Adamawa states. But as of now, an appeal court sitting in Yola has declared Binani and Bwacha and Binani as the governorship candidates of the APC in Taraba and Adamawa states respectively. The court in its judgment set aside a ruling by the High Court nullifying their candidacy, ordering that their names be forwarded to the Independent National Electoral Commission as the APC governorship candidates for both states. But is this the last bus stop for what has been a revolving legal issue concerning the candidacy of the party? Well, BKO, this is it's been a twist and turn. We've seen it in Akwa Ibom State, where former Minister Akpabio was involved in the drama as well. We don't know if we've heard the last of that. It's always the APC most times caught up in this web. But are we seeing the last of this drama now?
Oh, no one can say that. No one can say that. You know, looking at what has happened in Taraba, Kente, the aggrieved aspirant, has said that he's studying the judgment. So when they get a certified true copy of the judgment, they will decide what to do. You know, at this stage, they cannot, without that certified true copy of the judgment, you cannot file an action. So I'm sure that when they eventually get hold of it, they will decide whether their own case indeed has merit or not. But I just, I can feel the relief of Binani in Adamawa State, for example. It was an opportunity for a woman to become governor of the state, and she has tremendous support within her party and even beyond, because she's someone who has done a lot of empowerment in those areas. But Nuri Badu decided to go to court because of the issue of overvoting, you know. And I thought that the APC leadership would be able to convince him to drop the case, but the case went on and Binani lost the first round, but now she's bounced back by winning this particular case. Talking about the Taraba matter, the judge said that the lower court embarked on an academic exercise and delved into issues that did not concern it. That by law, INEC is the agency or body permitted to supervise party primaries, and INEC supervises the party primary and produce a report in respect of that. So as far as they are concerned, as far as the judge was concerned, the lower court delved into matters that it shouldn't have bothered itself about. Hopefully, this will be the end of the whole thing. But with politicians, you can't bet. There are more than 600 court cases
pending from
the
primary.
Even the 18 presidential candidates have cases against. There are cases against them. So INEC is in a fix. It doesn't know what to do because these cases, INEC is joined in many of these cases. How do you deal with that kind of situation? Elections are just a little over 90 days.
Mayor, that's a concern now. 92 days to the general elections, and we're still going to the courts to debate candidacy. Will this have an impact on how ready we are for the elections?
No, not really. But my own problem is that the judiciary is taking decisions that should not be in their purview, because electing officers of state should be the prerogative of voters. But I see now that the judiciary have put themselves in it, that they now sometimes decide who the political officers will be. We shouldn't be. There are governors that are still presently serving. They were not voted for, but were installed by the Supreme Court. And I want to appeal to the judiciary that they should try to, but the CJ should try to put his house in order, because most of these problems emanates from the lower courts. Most of the reliefs comes from lower courts, and in most cases, not in all cases, but in most cases, by the time it gets to appeal court, it's overturned. So judges should not get involved in. For example, if it is right that INEC is the supervising body for elections, so why should a judge sit in his chambers and decide that the person that should be the candidate? That shouldn't be so, because they are putting democracy in peril, because you will now see that people get to vote for the people that people want to be their governor or senator or House of Rep, as the case may not be the people that will be there because somebody has been disqualified and all that. And again, I think APC should also put his house in order. In a situation where appeal court have said, okay, these are the candidates, if they are serious about winning election, they should go and prepare for the election that is coming in 92 days. Not that they will now go to the Supreme Court and start dragging the issue again. But the judiciary should stop getting involved in
stop creating confusion. BKO, before we move on to the next subject, you mentioned something about the party playing a role in ensuring that some of these cases get settled out of court. In particular reference to the Adamawa issue, where you feel this is an internal issue, both Ribadu and Binani can sit down and the party will decide who gets this ticket without going back and forth to the court. That is a concern. How do you think the party themselves can brace up with just less than 3 months or thereabout to the elections?
No, it's a big problem now, because party leaders are themselves complicit in all these problems. When you deliberately impose certain candidates on everyone, the person who feels cheated will approach the courts. It's just the normal thing. If our parties were behaving in a responsible manner, people won't need to go to court, because these are party issues. If the conflict resolution mechanism of parties were working, look at what happened in Bayelsa, for example. Before that governor was the winner of the election was eventually disqualified. An individual imposed the candidates on everybody, and within the state, they knew that one of those guys, the deputy governorship candidate, did not have a certificate. In fact, he lost. He barely won when he contested for the Senate. PDP lost that matter because it was filed out of time. But you still insisted that he had to be the person.
They pushed their luck again.
Yes. So, in the end, what did we see? Laws must be obeyed. The courts stepped in and kicked him out after he had begun rehearsing for the inauguration.
Less than
what can be more painful than that?
What could be more ultimate than
so
that?
This is the thing. Themselves party leaders are complicit. They too support particular individuals, and because of that, they are unable to say, okay, you sit down, we'll find you something, support this person. No, they don't do that. They wait until the case goes to court, and many times, those guys even go out of anger, they join another party. President Buhari was warning. He said, let's not do what will cause party members to leave. It has happened in the past, and we lost. We saw it. We saw it happen in Bauchi. We saw it happen in Adamawa. The APC lost those days because they could not resolve the internal disputes within the party. And some left in anger to go and work for the opponent. So until
it's also similar to what maybe happened in Osun State as well, internal wranglings within the party.
Yes, somehow you pay for it. If you can't resolve your issues without people going to court, then but people go to court, I don't blame them. And a lot of them have actually won. Imposing candidates not following the dictates of the Electoral Act is wrong. Look at what happened in Zamfara, for example. The way it's going, the PDP won't have a candidate.
And that will be a loss for everyone.
Yes.